So you walked into a restaurant at 15.
Yeah.
Tell me about that first day. Do you remember it?
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, the chef at there, a guy called Ian Rhodes, when I had the interview before, he told me straight. And I guess he must have realised I was a bit cocky, still a bit cocky now, but not in an arrogant way. And I wasn't naughty. I never really got expelled from school or something. I always knew the difference between right and wrong, which my parents taught me. But yeah, he just kind of said, if you want to do this, this is big boy league now. And do you know what I mean? You need to knuckle down. You're not at school. Yeah. And that was quickly kind of knocked out of me in a nice way.
And what was your first role in the kitchen?
I can't remember. Well, I was on the larder, just on the larder section, plating starters and stuff. And I met some amazing friends from there who I lived in with Jack. Me and him moved to London with each other later on in the story and lived with each other for 9 years in London. But yeah, just cooking. And then I was finishing school, so I used to work Friday nights, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And then and used to do a paper round Monday to Friday as well. And then Ian said, you're leaving school. Do you want to go to college or do you want to come full-time here and I'll train you? So I was like, yeah, I'll come here. I think the salary was 10 grand. I thought I was rich. So day after I left school, I started full-time. Missed out on a few GCSE exams because I wasn't bothered. But for me, it wasn't about... The food's amazing. I love food, don't get me wrong. Now, the older you get, the more you love food kind of things, you get a better understanding of it. For me, it was the camaraderie. My dad was in the army and he always says it's quite similar to that. Right. Because you feel like it's your second family, you know? Yeah. My family at the Dorchester is my team. Yeah. You know, and you feel when you work with them, you're in it, and it's... All I ever say to my team now is the most important person in the whole restaurant is the guest. Yeah. It's not me with my name on the door. Yeah. Sadly, it's not them. The guests are the most important, you know? Yeah. And I just love that mentality. There's something about... The reason why we're chefs and reason why people do hospitality is because we enjoy making people happy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? No, 100%. I mean, you see that in some of the greats and also some of the people that just have been around for a long time. They're the ones that have always made people happy and given that experience. And it's not just about what's on the plate, it's everything else. No, yeah, which is amazing. So that those early days just sticking there, kind of 15, 16, 17, you've left kind of the education and the academics behind you. Like, your friends around you, people that are close to you, sounds like your parents were incredibly supportive, but was anyone kind of going like, oh, you're not doing the stereotypical college and development piece? Was there any of that, of a little bit of like, what are you up to? This isn't going to work out? A maths teacher who I think's sadly not with us anymore, but I remember her saying to me, you'll never make it as a chef. It was kind of like, have you ever seen the Notorious B.I.G. film? When the teacher says to Notorious that he's going to become a binman, that's all he's good for, and he works out a binman, makes more money than a teacher. Yeah. And I remember I must have said something a bit cocky back, but she was rude to me. Even to today, I would have said the same thing back. Yeah. And she was like, you'll never make it, you're not committed, and you're throwing away your education just because you think working on weekend pretending to be a chef. And she was quite rude what she said. I remember everyone looked at me and I said something like, listen, what did I say? I didn't mean this in an arrogant way. I was like, by the time I'm your age, I'll make sure I'm making more than you, or something. I said something back, and something as a 15-year-old me out. I remember, something like 15-year-old would say, and I'm sure she told me a lesson. But things like that, they spear me on, you know. Yeah, I remember being like, well, but prove her wrong now. It's amazing how much drive that can give you. I've had a few of those in my career, and I remember it was so. Obviously, I'm now not a singer, but I remember being in like the school choir when I was like 6. And someone was like, I got kicked out because I couldn't sing. And instead of being like, you're not good enough, but if you really want to keep trying, it's like, you're not good enough, get out. And it's something that just sets a fire in some people to be like, the pettiness of proving someone wrong is actually really powerful. Yeah, no, it is. But it's also like one of those things where it can crumble people, right? Like, particularly from an early age, you can go like, okay, you're right. You know, I'm just gonna kind of willow away, and that can be difficult. But those first couple of years, was there something about the restaurant world? I know you mentioned the kind of like the team and being around people, but like the food itself, were you starting to get drawn towards, I guess, the art of food? To be honest, not really. I think I only really got that real passion when you kind of moved to London. But I did have a passion for it. I don't know, really. For me, it was all about the teamwork, making guests happy. Yeah, there was a love for food, but when I moved to London, I got more of a love for food. Got you? Because I actually you really homed in on your own chefing skills. You come to London to work with the great chefs, you know. That's what I did, and I guess that's it, really. Fair enough. We'll get on to moving to London, but you were there for 4 years, your first place. 4 years, yeah. So basically it was like my college. So instead of going to college, I did that. So I haven't got any qualifications as a chef, theoretically. I don't have anything, which is a bit mad.
Because what do most chefs normally have, for those that don't know? They normally there's a college route, right?
You would go to college and you do MVQ level 1, MVQ level 2,
Right.
and level 3. So normally you do 3 years. And nowadays I work really closely with colleges.
Right.
Because it's super important, and we need to work close with colleges because we need to keep promoting hospitality industries. It's the third biggest industry in the country.
Yeah, especially now when it's not many people in it and people have left.
Yeah,
because of
people
Brexit,
are
which we'll get
leaving.
on to.
Yeah.
So you've got none of that.
Nothing. No. I got 4 C's.
Nice.
4 GCSE C's.
I've got pretty much the same, so we're doing all right.